Thinking about making a move to Colorado? Well, you're not alone, and for good reason. From 300 plus days of sunshine to a booming job market to absolutely breathtaking views, there's a lot that's pulling people here in 2025. But there are also a few things that catch newcomers off guard, and if you're planning on making a move, you need to know exactly what you're getting into. Today, I'm breaking down the real pros and cons with an honest take so that you can move smart, not surprised. If this is the first time you're seeing my face, my name is Taylor Ratliff, and I'm a relocation expert working with Keller Williams Preferred Realty. And if you're planning on making a move to Colorado and you want help taking all the guesswork out, or maybe you just want someone to assist you in making this the most stress-free and enjoyable process possible, then please reach out. My email, phone number, and calendar link are all in the description below, and I would love to set up a private one-on-one time to meet with you and figure out what your next best step is. All right, let's get into the 5 pros and 5 cons that you should be aware of when moving to Colorado. Okay, we're going to start this video off with our pros today, and our number one pro is going to be the outdoor lifestyle and the natural beauty. And this is the number one on my list because part of why I love living in this beautiful state is because I am constantly in awe of the Rocky Mountains and the views that I get to experience. And one thing that's really neat is that we experience over 300 days of sunshine in Colorado, and there's no shortage of outdoor activity. If you want to hike, bike, fish, go skiing, snowboarding, paddleboarding, if you want to go boating, if you want to go horseback riding, there is an opportunity for you to do that here. There is no shortage of people for you to do that with either. And there's actually a ton of community groups where you can tap in and plug in and get connected with people that are interested in the same hobbies as you. So I really love the lifestyle here because everybody is active and it's really hard to not be active if you live here. There's actually 96% of Coloradans that claim they're engaged in outdoor recreation, according to a 2023 study. And that has about 72% of them participating at least once a week. So highly active lifestyle, highly active community, highly active people here. And then something that's really neat is that the outdoor recreation actually generated $65.8 billion in economic output in 2023, and that contributes to 8.5% of the state's GDP. So not only is this really great for everybody's health, but it's also helping fund a lot of the things that we have provided by the state as well. Something that's also very neat is that Colorado has 43 state parks and 4 national parks. And the 4 national parks are the Rocky Mountain National Park, Mesa Verde National Park, Great Sand Dunes, and the Black Canyon of the Gunnison National Park. Something else that's very unique is that the 2024 Boulder 10K race, which is famous, had 41,491 finishers, which makes that nearly 20% of an increase from the previous year, and it generated an estimated $23 million in economic impact. What's really neat is that more people are participating in outdoor activities, and it's providing the state more revenue. Boulder alone has over 500 plus trails to choose from when you're on all trails, and a lot of these areas in Colorado have tons of biking trails and hiking trails, walking trails, so many for you to choose from. And what's really cool is that they're all really well maintained. It's very rare that you're running into a trail that has bad markings or doesn't have a route that is clearly defined. So really love that there's a plethora of trails for you to choose from, and they're all very well maintained, so you can go out and enjoy it and not really have to think too much about navigation. You're safe and you're able to enjoy it. Our second pro is the strong economy and job market. So the job market in Colorado is actually projected to add 36,700 jobs in 2025, which reflects a 1.2% increase across 10 out of 11 major industries. Our unemployment rate as of 2024 stands at 3.5%, which is lower than the national average. And our median household income in 2024 was approximately $89,930, which surpasses the national average by 15%. So not only do we have less people that are unemployed, but we also have our people that are employed making more money in the state of Colorado. In addition, there's about 25% of Colorado's workforce that engages in remote work, and this is particularly true in Boulder, as 31.3% of all of Boulder's workforce works remotely. So this is influencing migration patterns to smaller cities in Colorado and rural areas because people are able to work from home. The industry growth is also great, and we do have a very strong economy because of this. Sectors like technology, healthcare, and renewable energy are experiencing notable expansion, which contributes to the state's resilience. Our third pro on the list is going to be the quality of life here in Colorado. And coming from New Mexico, this is huge for me because there was really not a lot for us to do and not a lot for us to participate in. And there was never any community groups. I might have not been aware of it, but I never knew where to plug into, and I never knew how to meet people and new friends and new areas. And there was hard, like the thing to do where I'm from is to go walk the local Walmart because there's truly just not a lot to do. So if you are coming from a southern state or maybe even a rural area or somewhere that's very small and you don't have a lot to do, your life is about to explode living in Colorado because we have a hard time figuring out what we want to do because there's so many things for you to do. There's a huge music scene here, there's a huge art scene here, a brewery scene, wine, if you like EDM, if you like sports, there's a ton of sports teams here and a big sports community. Anytime that the Nuggets lose or the Broncos lose or the Avs lose or anytime that they do well, you hear about it from several people and it is the buzz and the talk of the town. There's tons of things to do here, and I really do think that the weather does contribute to the quality of life too. You have absolutely breathtaking views and you have a secure job market, and people are just doing things and out creating and building, and you're able to collaborate with people. And Colorado is also the fourth best place for you to start a business. So when we're talking about your business life being successful and you being happy in your business life, that pulls over into your personal life as well. So Colorado truly has a high quality of life, not only in business, but also in personal. So definitely one of the reasons why you want to consider moving here. Our fourth pro is that Colorado is truly a great place for you to raise a family. Some of the reasons that make Colorado a great place to raise a family are that we have excellent education options. Colorado is actually home to top rated public school districts like Boulder Valley School District, Cherry Creek, and Douglas County. And in 23, there was actually 63% of all residents over 25 that had education beyond high school, which is higher than the national average of 55%. So not only are we educating our children, but we're also encouraging them to continue their education after high school. Like I mentioned before, we have 300 plus days of sunshine, and that means that your children can play outside nearly year round. And more sun equals more time in nature, which equals healthy and happier families. We also have those 43 state parks and 4 national parks that I mentioned before, which means that you can easily unplug and enjoy nature. And it's not too far fetched to say that adventure could be in your backyard. We also have very safe, family friendly communities, and suburbs like Erie, Broomfield, Superior, and Highlands Ranch are regularly ranking among the safest places to live in Colorado. And many offer master plan neighborhoods with parks, pools, and community centers, all for your family fun. We also have access to high quality healthcare. So if you are somebody that has a special needs child and needs to be close to high quality healthcare facilities and treatment, Colorado is going to be a great place for you to call home. And while you should definitely do your research and make sure that the specific treatments and healthcare are going to be available for you here, we have a very high level of healthcare available to us in Colorado. There's also very tight knit communities here. So not only are you going to find friends for you in communities, you're also going to find friends for your children and for you just as a whole family in groups like Moms of NoCo and Moms of Lafayette and different community groups where people are connecting as a family. We also have higher education opportunities. So, the University of Colorado system, Colorado State University, and the Colorado School of Mines provide excellent in state college options. So, this is ideal for long term family planning even after high school. Our fifth pro on the list is going to be that Colorado has every season. You experience spring, summer, fall, and winter here. And being from New Mexico, that's not a big change for us. But if you're somebody that lives in a place like maybe Texas or Florida, or maybe you live in a really cold state where you don't really have a true spring or fall, you just kind of have summer and winter, Colorado is going to be a great place for you to experience all four. In spring, we have kind of this thawing out period where everything is starting to pop and bloom and bud, and all of the animals are starting to come back to life, and you start seeing them more often. And then in summer, it truly is bustling, and I hear the birds more often, and it's hot and it smells delicious, and you have this lush green, and the mountains are absolutely breathtaking, and every hike that you go on is absolutely breathtaking, and you hear the rushing water. And in fall, the colors are, I can't even I can't even explain it. They're so beautiful, and you see oranges and yellows and reds and greens and sometimes even deep purples, and it's so beautiful. And it's so interesting because I can't tell you which season is the prettiest, because they all are unique in their own way and they're all breathtaking. And then after fall we get into winter, and winter is a little bit tough for me. I'm not the biggest fan of winter, just because I don't really participate in all of the winter sports and whatnot. And um, I consider myself solar powered, so I love the sun. But winter also has its own beauty, and the snow is gorgeous, and it's really just, it's so pretty to see Long's Peak covered in snow and to see the snow-capped mountains. So every single season brings its own beauty, and in Colorado you get to experience all four. Dun dun dun. So, we're going to be jumping into our 5 cons that you should know before moving to Colorado. And we just got done with our last pro, being that Colorado gives you all 4 seasons. And we're going to jump into our first con, which is that the weather in Colorado is crazy. And while you get to experience all 4 seasons, sometimes you get to experience that in a single day. Colorado has crazy hailstorms, they have tornadoes, they have crazy thunderstorms, lightning. You truly experience it all. The only thing that we don't experience is tsunamis and hurricanes, thank goodness. But you have crazy weather, and part of that is going to be the insane hail. And I'm actually going to give you some statistics, because you should really be aware of what to expect when you get here. So I personally, in 2023, I was driving my car, brand new car. I'd only had it for 6 months, and I was on the outside, I was on the outskirts of a tornado. So I had incredibly terrible hail damage, and I was just sitting in my car, like watching my windshield just go doof, 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 doof. And there was like, it looked like I was in a drive-by shooting, because the hail damage was so bad. And after 6 months of having my car, after being in only one storm, it was completely totaled. So definitely make sure that if you're buying a new car in Colorado, that you have gap insurance, because it's not unlikely for you to experience a total loss due to weather. Colorado experiences approximately $151 million in hail related property damage annually, and that's ranking second out of all of the states in the United States, only after Texas. So that's huge. Over the past decade, severe hailstorms have caused more than $5 billion in insured damage across Colorado homes. So, this is part of why home insurance is going up. We also have a frequency of hail events that is increasing. Colorado also averages 94 hail events per year, which contributes to its high ranking in hail related losses. The hail also has a huge impact on vehicles and insurance claims, like in my case. Hail can travel at speeds of over 100 miles per hour, which causes severe damage, and Colorado actually ranks among the top states for hail loss claims with significant numbers. So be prepared for a higher home insurance cost, and also be prepared for a higher car insurance cost, because the insurance companies just can't keep up with how many claims we're having. Okay, our second con today is going to be that the cost of living in Colorado is very high. We came from southern New Mexico, and we were paying $750 a month for a 3 bedroom, 2 bath house. And we had a pomegranate bush and a pecan tree, garden, a yard. We had so much. And immediately, overnight, when we moved up to Colorado, we were renting an apartment, and it was a 2 bedroom, 2 bath, and we were paying $2,500 a month. So please be aware that if you are relocating from a southern state, or from a state that is less populated and less desirable, that your housing costs specifically are going to go up quite a bit. Your cost for groceries is also going to be quite a bit. We just went to Texas, and it was quite crazy to see our bill checking out for the same items be so much less than it is in Colorado. You have more expensive utilities, the music festivals, and all of the events that you can participate in. They're also more expensive. So Colorado is in such high demand, and the quality of life is so high that it definitely costs money to enjoy that. So just definitely be prepared that you're going to be paying more when you move here. And here are some statistics that you should definitely sit with when considering the move. Colorado has a cost of living that's 13% higher than the national average, and housing expenses are 14% higher than the national average. So just be prepared and be aware, because if you are planning on moving to Colorado with the same wages that you're making now, you are in for a rude awakening, because things are going to cost anywhere from 2 to 3 times as much. If you have questions and want to break down what that looks for you in different scenarios in different cities, please reach out to me. I would love to provide some insight. So, our third con today is going to be the traffic and the driving problems. We have a traffic problem here. Everybody wants to move to the state of Colorado, and just plain and simple, our infrastructure is not keeping up. There is so much traffic, and being from a very small village, rural area, it was quite a shock to get here and be in an hour and 45-minute commute from Denver to Longmont when we where we originally moved. And that's actually something that you should consider, is that we actually ended up relocating 2 years into our move here, and it cost us thousands of dollars to relocate and to pack and to move, and time and energy. And if we would have just done the research and known that my commute would have been over an hour in rush hour from Denver to Longmont, we would have never chosen Longmont to move to. So know that your commute times are very important, and that they might be the determining factor in what causes you to stay in a home or leave a home. Some things for you to consider is that Denver commuters spend about 43 to 44 hours stuck in traffic jams in 2024. And this is actually a 19% increase from 2023. So not only do we have bad traffic delays, but the amount of time that you're being delayed in traffic is only increasing because we have more people moving here. Traffic congestion also caused an average of 67 annual hours of delay for the average motorist in Denver. Congestion costs the average Denver driver $1,675 annually in lost, wasted fuel. So not only are you wasting time, but you're also wasting money. So just be prepared. If you are moving and you have questions about what a commute looks like and how to figure out where you need to live based on a job that you've secured, reach out. I would love to help you. You should definitely be aware of those commute times and what to expect before you move. Fuel waste is actually pretty interesting, because drivers waste an average of 26 gallons of fuel per year to congestion. And statewide, Colorado drivers lose $4.8 billion annually as a result of traffic congestion. So be smart, figure out where your job is going to be, figure out where your absolute max commute time is sitting at, and then let's figure out where exactly you need to move in the state, so that that can be something that is fitting for you and makes your living experience enjoyable, instead of you just sitting in traffic and wasting time and money and hating your experience here in Denver because all you're experiencing is traffic. Wildfires is going to be our number fourth con, and this is definitely something that you should really be aware of, because wildfires and wildfire risk is also increasing the cost of insurance across the state, and it's also making it a lot harder for people to get insurance in certain mountain towns. So we have quite a lot of fires in a normal fire season, and statistically, Colorado experiences about 6,000 wildfires burning between 150,000 to 160,000 acres. And this is significant. Not only are you experiencing wildfires that are really causing bad air quality, but you're also experiencing all of these other wildfires in the country that cause very bad air quality. So it's not unlikely for you to look out at the Rocky Mountains and see a haze because we are in wildfire season. Home insurance premiums are actually 38% higher than the national average in Colorado because of wildfire concerns. And in 2021, we actually had the Marshall Fire that burned over 1,100 homes. So we have a wildfire problem here. We have a weather problem here. We have a housing problem here, and all of that together has only increased the price of housing. It has decrease the amount of supply that we have. And so just be prepared that if you're thinking about moving to Colorado, that the weather is a concern, hail is a concern, wildfires are a concern, and the cost of living and the housing prices are a concern. So our fifth con is going to be that the housing market in Colorado is crazy. And actually, as of April 2025, our median home price in Colorado is sitting at 561,000, which is approximately 52% higher than the national average of 367,000. And not only are homes costing more, you need a significantly higher income in order to afford a home in Colorado. And only 15% of our active listings in Colorado are entry level homes, which is intensifying competition and driving up prices for our first time home buyers. Which is why it's so important for you to work with an educated agent that has knowledge of this market and can help you get under contract and into a home even though this market has competition and there is high demand. Something that you should be aware of when considering buying a home in Colorado is that there is very strong appreciation and investment potential. So while home prices have been very high, Colorado's housing market is showing resilience and home values are appreciating steadily over the years. High demand is in specific markets, and cities like Colorado Springs are experiencing significant growth with a 12.7 year over year price increase projected in 2025. So this is crazy. Your home value, if you purchase in Colorado Springs, is projected to increase by 12.7% by 2026. So if you're thinking about buying a home in Colorado Springs, you need to do it now because home values are going to increase. What this means for you as a buyer is that you should expect to have equity as your home values appreciate. There's also very rapid sells. So you need to be aware that if you are interested in a very desirable area, that you need to move quickly because homes can go under contract in as little as 16 days. And in specific places like Boulder, we're still seeing homes go under contract on the very first day. There's huge investment opportunities in these emerging markets as well. And areas like Telluride have seen home values surge over 140% since 2016. So there's a lot of potential for substantial returns on investment when you are purchasing homes in Colorado. And something for you to just sit with is that the more demand a place is going to be, the higher the price. Colorado is in high demand, and what that means is that you're going to be paying more in order to live here, not just in the cost of living when we're talking about groceries and utilities, but also in your housing prices. All right, that was our video today. That was 5 pros and 5 cons that you should consider when thinking about moving to Colorado in 2025. And again, my name's Taylor Ratliff. I'm a realtor here in Colorado. And if you want help planning your move and just want help making it as stress-free and enjoyable as possible, please reach out. My phone number, email, and calendar link are all in the description below. And I look forward to scheduling a private one-on-one time to meet with you and to plan your next steps to Colorado. We'll see you in the next video. Oh, and because we want you to see the next video, make sure that you subscribe, like, and comment so that we can keep you notified every time that we make a new video.